Hello everyone. Good morning and good evening based on your time zone. Thanks for joining the session today. This is the demo session and I am your trainer for the entire course, MDG Techno-Functional course. Let me briefly introduce about myself. Myself Venkat and I have almost 15 plus years of experience and I started my career as an ABAPer. I do have experience on WebDemo, ABAP, FPM, Adobe Forms, and it's been almost 7 plus years I've been working on MDG area, and I am a certified consultant. I do have experience on various implementation, support, upgrade, and rollout projects. And I worked on almost all the domains like material, business partner, finance, and also I worked on the Utopia. Now it is a Prometheus Group. Utopia's products EAM, RFM, Service Master, UDGA, UDQR, and also I worked on the product side also for Utopia solutions. And initially, I started in the non-IT side as an assistant professor. It was around 2.5 years experience almost. And then I switched to the IT. So far, almost 700 plus professionals got trained through us. And it's been almost 16 batches we completed, and yours is the 17th batch. And we started the trainings in the month of February 2020. It's almost 6 years. And just to give you the high level timeline, I mean, how we were evolved during the years. So as we know, like no one is perfect at the initial stage. So initially we just started the training with the 2 students, and that was ABAP with MDG, because they were from the non-SAP background, one from Java background, and another from MDG, sorry, functional background. So they wanted to become a techno-functional, and I had trained them on ABAP as well as an MDG. Of course, after that, due to the time constraints and all, I was not teaching ABAP, I was teaching only the MDG. So it was started like that in 2020. And since it was the first time I was teaching MDG, so I was also having some hiccups, up and downs in uh, collecting the documents or in covering the concepts or whatever. So then slowly we evolved with various improvements. And in 2021, we added so many real-time scenarios. And 2022, we started with our S4HANA focused learning, and in 2023, we started our own learning platform called Google Classroom. That's, of course, that's owned by Google, but we have the subscriptions for the Google Classroom. Now our students are having the access to our learning platform, Google Classroom, where we can access all our class recordings, study materials, everything. Shortly, I'm going to demonstrate you that platform also. And till 2023, we were having the shared server due to the limited number of students. And 2024, we got the enrollments around 20 plus, and we got the dedicated MDG server, which is not a shared server by outsiders. And also, initially, the Google Classroom access was for 1 year, and then we started the Google Classroom access as a lifetime access. Now you can watch the class videos, or you can access all our course content anytime. So lifetime is lifetime. So there is no expiry date for accessing the course, but not the server. Okay, server is limited only throughout the course period. And 2025, we have enhanced our course curriculum with more real-time scenarios and more advanced topics. And now it's been 700 plus. It's 2026, and this year we are introducing the AI-enabled features also in MDG. We are going to cover the cloud mode, and many other scenarios. Shortly, I will be walking you through the course content so that you will be able to understand. And coming to the course duration, it's around 70 to 80 hours and it's completely online training. You'll be using the Zoom to join the course, just like how you have joined the course today. And we'll be having the currently we have the S/4HANA 2023 server ready. But by the time our regular classes start, we will be getting the 2025 version also ready so that you can be able to access the cloud features and other AI features as well. And the demo is on today, and the regular classes will be starting from the 25th April onwards. The timings, it's only the weekend batch. So usually we conduct the weekday batch Monday to Friday, but currently I am in abroad, so I do have the time limitations and everything, other issues. So the only possible timing for me is the weekend. So the classes are on Saturday and Sunday. It's a morning 7:30 to 10 a.m. IST time zone, so that you can plan your weekend after the class. You will be having the entire day with you. And the course duration approximately 3 months. And just to give you the heads up, it may be extended by 2 to 3 weeks based on the coverage of the concepts of in case if we see any unforeseen challenges. Okay, so this is just a brief introduction about the course and who can be able to attend the training. So ideally speaking, if you ask me, SAP consultants, any SAP consultant can be able to attend the course, MDG course. But I could see in many of the previous batches, non-SAP people were also joined, and even freshers were also joined, as they were having some internal references or something. As I said, like my first student was from the Java background. So he learned ABAP and MDG. He put a lot of efforts, and now he is working as a solution architect in one of the product-based companies in Bangalore. So nothing is impossible. Only the thing is the difference between SAP consultants and non-SAP consultants in learning MDG, like whatever the prerequisite skills required for MDG consultants, you just need to pay extra attention, or you need to pay some additional time in learning the prerequisite skills. Shortly, I will be covering you what are the prerequisite skills also. So these are the prerequisite skills required for any MDG consultant. And for technical consultants, these are the preferred skills one should have. And for functional consultants, you should have either of these skills. And for techno-functional, of course, it's a combination of both. Now, what if you don't have any of the prerequisite skills, and but you would like to grab an opportunity in MDG or settle down on MDG space? So don't worry. So since we do have some 3 weeks of time to start our regular classes, in case if you don't have the prerequisite skills, I will be sharing you some reference videos and content. You may go through that one, and then by the time our MDG course starts, you will be ready to learn MDG. Even after starting the course also, you will be having around 2 to 3 weeks more time, so that approximately you will be having 1.5 months time from now to get the good knowledge on the prerequisite skill. Okay, that in that way you can be able to settle down in the MDG space. For an example, you are from maybe some non-SAP background, be it whatever it might be, but you would like to mm, learn MDG technical. So for MDG technical, we will be writing the code in the ABAP language. So you must know ABAP. Forget about whether it is a cloud environment or non-cloud. For any SAP technical consultant, ABAP is required. So now you don't know what is SAP, what is ABAP, everything. You don't know anything. So you no need to worry. In case if you are serious to learn MDG, I'll be sharing you the reference videos to gain the good knowledge on the ABAP. Entire ABAP is not required for MDG consultant. So whatever the topics required for MDG technical consultant from ABAP perspective, I'll be sharing you those videos. You just need to go through in the same order. And then you can be able to work in the MDG area as a technical consultant. Simple. Only the thing is your dedication and your efforts matter. Same way for functional. Maybe you are from non-SAP background or you are from ABAP background, but you would like to get functional expertise, or you would like to be as a techno-functional consultant. So since you are already from ABAP background, you just need to get the good grip on the functional domain, be it a material or BP or finance, whatever. Or if you are from non-SAP background, just get exposure to one of the domains. So for this also, I'll be sharing you some reference videos so that you can go through that and be ready for becoming an MDG consultant. Okay, these are the prerequisite skills required for MDG consultants. Okay, so after the line, like after the class, if you have any doubts regarding this one, like if you need the reference videos or whatever, so you may reach out to me directly, or if you are through any institute, you may ask them to contact me for the reference videos. I will share to them. They may forward to you. That doesn't matter. So I don't charge anything for sharing those resources. Whether you join the MDG course or you don't join, that doesn't matter. But in case if you want, I will be happy to share that with you. Now, I'll come back to this. What is SAP MDG and all? Let's talk about some of the course highlights. So you will be getting the training in the complete real-time oriented. Or let me rephrase. 80% contents or topics will be covered with the real-time scenarios. Why I am saying 80%, not 100%? Because we are using the training servers, demo servers. So all the training servers have couple of limitations. So I cannot show you 100% all the real-time use cases in the system. There are some limitations, but those are not much, very few. Okay, but for that also I will be sharing you the real-time project guides and real-time execution steps and everything, so that you don't face any hiccups in the real-time project. Okay, but mostly we'll be covering each and every topic as much as possible with the real-time scenarios, and the flow also, how we implement. For example, I want to build one workflow for some master data process. So that workflow will be built in the system in the same way how we do it in the real time. So whatever the process we follow here, you can follow the same thing in your project also. Zero difference. Okay. So, and anything, any scenario execution or code implementation, business logic, whatever, so we will be doing everything in the live. Okay, first for every topic, like first we will understand the theory, because without understanding the theory, you cannot be able to do the hands-on directly. First, you need to know what is a workflow, for example, what is a workflow and why it is required, how it is important to the business, what is the background of that one. And then we'll have a walkthrough of the system where that is configured and how you can access that. Then we'll take some scenarios. We'll understand the requirement. For achieving that requirement, what are the steps we need to follow to build that in the system? Then we start the build in the system, and then we do the testing along with the debugging. And what are the possible issues we may encounter in the real time with that scenario? What are the troubleshooting things? So likewise, we'll be covering each and every topic. Of course, we'll be covering the interview questions in every concept also. Okay, so that way we'll be having the in-depth understanding of each and every topic. And for every topic, you will be getting the assignments and quizzes also. So assignments and quizzes, one important thing is like I'll be giving you the assignments, but I don't run behind you. So it's your responsibility to fill the to submit the assignments and or to submit the quizzes on time. Okay, so that is very important, and we'll be providing you the study materials for all the topics. And there are few SAP own materials and few are my own materials. So whichever I feel like good enough for you to go through, I'll be sharing the respective study materials that contains the source code that we learn during our regular classes also. And of course, you will be having the mock interviews, and will assist you in preparing your resume. And in case if you are attending some interviews, you may, if you may have some questions, you may reach out to me. I can be able to assist you, like in case if you need some answers or whatever. So but I don't do any proxy or anything. Let me be more clear for you. It's your hard work, your knowledge, your efforts. You have to crack the job on your own. Outside this, if you get some proxy or anything, I don't mind. That's up to you. I don't want to comment also, but from my side, I don't do any proxy. And after completion of the training, in case if you got some project, and it's quite possible like you may get struck uh, at the initial days during the project scenarios execution or whatever. So we'll be having one dedicated WhatsApp group where you can find all our alumni students, and also I'll be there, and you'll be added to that group. You may post your issues or queries there. So there are many experts or who will be responding to you, and also I will be responding in case if no one respond you, or you may directly reach out to me also on WhatsApp, message or call, whatever. So I'll be able to help you. But I don't connect to your system. I want to be very transparent. I don't connect to your system. It's kind of on-call support. And if you have issue like which is not possible to explain on the call, you may prepare some document and email to me. I'll go through that and I will be assisting you. Okay, and that also non-chargeable. I don't charge anything for that. And like I said, we are using the Google Classroom as our learning platform, where you can access all our course content. That includes the class recordings, materials, assignments, everything. Now let me quickly show you how our Google Classroom looks like. So this is the Google Classroom. Okay. So you don't have access to all these tiles. You will be having access to only two tiles. I'll be explaining you what are they. This is just a guest account. So one tile for every batch, and another tile you see SAP MDG by Venkat. This is the common classroom. When I say common classroom, once your course is completed, you will be having the access to your classroom for 1 year. This is dedicated to the batch. So after 1 year, your access will be migrated to the common Google Classroom, where you will see all the professionals from various batches, and you will be having the similar content, in fact more also here. For example, let's say workflow implementation. There are many workflow scenarios. I don't want to go more specific. Let's say there is some scenario one. For scenario one, in the June batch, let's say I explained for the material domain. In March batch, I had explained for the BP domain. Just an example. So for every scenario, I cannot explain for all the domains, but the process is same. There is no much difference. But the domain I choose will differ or sometimes maybe same. So here in June batch, you can see material relevant explanation, and March you can see BP relevant explanation. But here you will see both of them, material and BP relevant scenarios. So all the consolidated sessions are the recordings available in this common Google Classroom. So that's why this common Google Classroom is not from any specific batch, not from March 25 batch or June 25 or some March 20 batch, not like that. It has the consolidated videos. And also one more key feature here. Let's say in these two batches, I explained the same workflow scenario for material. So I don't follow any specific pattern or predefined content to explain the concept. So that's why the coverage of the content will differ. So here I might have explained a little less detailed, and here I may have explained more detailed way. So as a trainer, I know which is the better version. So here what happens is in the common Google Classroom, what for the particular scenario, if I cover the same domain, I'll take the better version and will upload here. So here you always have the better version of all the concepts from all my previous batches, more elaborated way. Now how it looks like. So the classroom looks like this, classwork. You have all the topics. Okay, recordings, class notes. I'm not going detailed one by one, that we will be seeing in the regular sessions. You have the class notes, class recordings, topic wise splitted. Okay, and daily agenda, external materials. Like I said, I will be sharing you the reference videos and content, right? So those you can say here. Interview questions, quizzes, reference resume, server access, specification documents like the project documents, study materials, everything you see. Okay, and you can see your work also. If you have any assignments, what is your grade and all those things you can see. And the common classroom. Here you see, here also you can find the same. Like I said, both are same almost. Only the thing is the coverage of the content. Okay, the volume is more here in the SAP MDG by Venkat Common Classroom. So this is our learning platform. And coming to the server access, like I said, as of now we have the 2023 version. We are making the 2025 version also ready. So as mostly that would be available by the time our course starts. Then we'll be using the 2025 server for our classes. And in case if you have any doubts, okay, after the class, so this is the preferred time where you can reach out to me. Okay, this time might be adjusted a little based on my time zone. So you can WhatsApp me, or you will be added to the dedicated WhatsApp group as per your batch. There also you can post your queries, or you can WhatsApp me, or you can call me. My first preference is just send me message, because I might be engaged in project activities. Based on my availability, I will try to reply as soon as possible. Prerequisite skills we already covered, and the most common question many of you having, like will you be project ready after the completion? If you strictly, or if you are regularly attending the classes, or if you are learning the subject in a proper way, and if you complete the assignments, quizzes, and if you are dedicatedly spending time, I can I can assure you like you will be able to work in the real-time projects. But like I said, initial days you might be having some hiccups, but that's common for any consultant. But at least you feel little comfortable while working in the real-time MDG environment, because we are going to cover the concepts with the same approach that we follow in the real time, including the packages, transportation, whatever. So everything we follow as per the real time documentation, everything. And you will get the server throughout the course. So initially we'll be having the theoretical concepts once the course is started till data modeling chapter. So that would go for around maybe 2 to 3 weeks, because understanding framework in MDG is very crucial, and that is not small thing also, that has so many topics to discuss. During that time you don't need any server access. So once the practical hands-on sessions are started, you will be getting the server access, and that server access will be there till the last day of the course. And after the course also you will be having one more week as a buffer, because during the last week we'll be covering some more scenarios also. So you need additional time to practice that. For that you will be getting the 1 week buffer time. And once you complete the course, you may opt for the mock interviews. So everyone can get 2 mock interviews. Okay, I'll be providing you the slots. Based on your convenience, you can reach out to me. Before that, your resume has to be ready. I'll be helping you in preparing your resume also. And based on your expertise and current skill set, how much experience you can project on MDG, what kind of projects you can project, everything will be uh, covered during the resume preparation sessions. And currently, the market is very good for MDG. Okay, so demand is more and the supply is less, to be honest. It's very hard to find the good MDG consultants in the market. There are many people, but potentially few people are having the good subject. Okay, yeah, I know you may be having some question like, Venkat, we are taking the training and we are not having any real-time exposure. So how can we be able to crack the interviews? So that's the reason, like I've been telling you, like you need to understand the concepts properly and you need to be up to date. Okay, in case if you miss the class also, you can be able to watch the video. So you will get the class recordings, daily class recordings. You can watch it anytime, either on your laptop or on your mobile also you can watch. There is an app for Google Classroom mobile application, both Android and iOS. You can watch there also. Since it is on the weekends, so you may be having more time, almost 5 days time you have to go through the previous class recordings and to do the practice or whatever. So that is one more advantage with the weekend batch. So just be up to date. Before coming to the next session, please ensure that you are comfortable or you are being familiar with all the completed topics. So that way, if you are regularly being up to date and learning the concepts and practicing, it doesn't matter to crack the interviews. Interview questions are just for testing your knowledge. So even I don't know whether the interviewer will ask the same questions or not. No one can assure. I may have my own way of asking the questions, and other person may have their own way of asking the questions. It depends from person to person. So don't worry about cracking the interviews and working in the real time at this stage. Okay, so that you will get mentally disturbed and distracted. Now your focus should be learning MDG with as much as efforts as you can put. The only goal should be that one for you. Okay, and how you can understand the concept and what kind of topics to cover and what is the flow, everything you need to leave it to me. So I'll be taking care of that one. Okay, I will be giving you the clear understanding of each and every concept. You no need to worry about that. If you are from non-SAP background, and if some people may have like they wish to become a MDG techno-functional. So if you are completely from non-SAP background, my suggestion is like don't go for techno-functional because it would be too tough. Choose either technical or functional first. Of course, our course is techno-functional. Whether you want to become a technical or functional, techno-functional doesn't matter. I am going to cover the concepts in the same approach. It will be helpful for all the roles. But you need to decide on your preference only because you want to focus on the prerequisite skills, nothing much. Okay, just make the path clear. If you are not clear about that one, you may reach out to me. If you are directly through me, you have my number, or you can reach out through some institute also, whoever is point of contact for you. They will connect with me. Okay. So the market is good. For next 5 years, you don't need to worry about the career in MDG. So after 5 years, we don't know because no one knows. We just need to keep update ourselves. Let's not think too much about the long future. Just think about the near future. First, let's settle down. And of course, as so many evolutions are there in the industry, we just need to keep updating ourselves. Okay, they may completely AI may be coming into the picture, or completely cloud may be coming into the picture. We just need to learn as the with the time. That's it, nothing much. But here in MDG, we have two modes, classic mode and cloud mode. So whether you want to work in the cloud or non-cloud environment, classic mode is very important because classic mode covers all the concepts. Cloud mode is not fully delivered by SAP yet. We'll be discussing in detail in the regular sessions. What are both of them and what are the differences and all. So whatever core MDG is required, whether you want to work in a cloud environment or AI enabled environment, that complete core will be discussed here. Without core MDG knowledge, you cannot be able to work either in the cloud or in the AI enabled environment. Of course, we'll be covering couple of the cloud and AI enabled features also in our course, but I'm just giving you the heads up. So with that, I'll be walking you through the course content. And once the course content is covered, then I will be taking up the questions and answers. So we have divided all the topics into different units. I don't go each and every item by item. Okay. Topic by topic not required. I'll just give you the high level understanding of each and every unit. Okay. That would be sufficient at this point of time. First unit, we'll kickstart with our MDG. We'll understand what is a master data, what is a transactional data, what are the master data challenges in the industry, and how MDG can overcome those challenges. Okay, MDG plays a crucial role in overcoming the challenges of the master data in the industry. Okay, I will give you one example. Let's say there is a company. They want to create a customer in the system. So as we know, like in every company, there are various teams: finance team, sales team, manufacture team, or procurement team, whatever so. So it depends on the organizational structure. The respective teams will be creating the customer. And the same company might be having the different units. Okay, they may have one branch in the Mumbai. or they may have one more branch in the Bangalore, or they may have another branch in the Singapore, or Malaysia, or Thailand, whatever so. There are chances that there may be duplicate customers in the system. So they have to properly identify before creating the customer whether the customer already exists in the system. There should be some duplication criteria. For example, if you are creating maybe an Amazon account for online shopping or whatever so. So either you can log in using the mobile number or Gmail ID, but I think if you need to link both mobile number and email ID to your account. Now let's say you have created your Amazon account. Again, you would like to create one more account with the same mobile number. Will the system allow you? Definitely not. System will throw an error. Hey, this mobile number already exists in our system. Use the different mobile number. So what is the duplication criteria there? Mobile number or email address in some cases. Likewise, when the business is creating a new customer in the system, there should not be any duplicate customer because that affects the transactions. End of the day, maybe end of the quarter or half yearly or annually, every business would like to get the reports to assess their business. Hey, we have these many customers. How much revenue we are getting out of these customers? ABC customers. We are making the business of around 10 crores Indian rupees with this customer. And some XYZ customer. We are making the business of around 100 crores with this customer. Let's say if the same customer is created twice in the system, maybe a slight change in the customer name, maybe one or two letters are mismatched. Then the reports are wrong because both belong to the same customer. So there is an issue with the master data. The name has been incorrectly updated in the system. Or maybe the system is not checking based on the name, system is checking based on the customer number. So when they create the new customer, obviously new number will be generated. There is no duplication. So we need to properly control the master data to avoid the transactional issues. So MDG helps the business to control the master data for the effective transactions. It's just a high level overview. We'll be discussing in detail during our regular sessions. So likewise, what are the various other capabilities of MDG? How it helps the business to improve the quality of their master data, to monitor the master data, or to perform the effective transactions. We do have various types of master data in SAP, not in MDG, in SAP. But among all that master data, couple of domains are governed in the MDG product. Material, business partner, customer, supplier, finance, that has GL account, cost center, profit center, cost elements, company, reporting structures, all those things. And also there are partner solutions. We'll discuss what are partner solutions also in regular sessions. EAM, Enterprise Asset Management, Plant Maintenance Relevant, Service Master, RFM, Retail and Fashion Management, link to the material. So likewise, we'll be understanding all these features in the first unit. And then baseline configuration. In case if you get a new system in the real time, let's say you got a new S/4HANA system. Your manager asked you to set up MDG. Okay, basis can set up only couple of activities, but the core MDG setup has to be done by the MDG consultant. So what are the things that you need to follow to set up MDG in your new system? So all those things we will be discussing in this chapter. And data modeling. Like I said, from this chapter onwards, the hands-on sessions will be started. Be it a material or business partner or any master data, every data should have some structure, correct? Take your organization. You are an employee in your organization. What kind of data you can think about you? You have employee personal details, you have the academic details, and you have the past experience details, certifications, achievements, anything, and your project's history. So do you think all this data of an employee will be stored in single table? Definitely not. The data is scattered in the multiple tables for the better maintenance and better readability, properly organized in a structured way. So in MDG, if you want to deal with any master data, you need to know how your data is properly structured. That structurization of the data, here we call as a data model, modeling the data. So what are the various data model concepts and what are the standard data models available and how you can understand the standard data model? And also we will create one custom data model end to end. Okay, there are various technical concepts and functional everything. For everything we will be covering both technical and functional perspective. Okay, you don't need to worry like what is the technical involvement, what is the functional involvement. I'll be explaining you from both the perspectives. You don't need to bother about that. And then service mapping tool. In MDG, we have two kinds of data storage areas. One we call it as an active area, another one we call it as a staging area. And just an heads up, like in case if you are not able to understand the terminology here, don't worry, we are just understanding the course structure. I'll be explaining each and everything in the regular sessions. Okay, so there are two storage areas, active area and the staging area. So to map the data between different storage areas, we have one automation tool called service mapping tool. This will help to map the data, and we'll be going through the standard mappings, and also we create a custom mapping as well. Data quality and validation, one of the core principles of MDG. Data quality, improving the quality of the master data. MDG deals with master data, not the transactional data. So what are the various ways to improve the quality of the master data? All those things we'll be discussing here. So there are various things, some configuration, some body implementations or enhancement checks, whatever. So everything we'll be discussing here. User interface modeling. We all know what is the importance of the UI. Even though you put a lot of efforts in the backend and designed all the programs, did all the configuration, if there is no UI, then it's of no use. Let's say I'm presenting this using the PowerPoint. So what is the UI application here? PowerPoint. If there is no PowerPoint, how can I present this one? Not possible. Same in MDG also, we have the different UI applications, NWBC and Fiori. NWBC, currently most of the clients not using NWBC, mostly they are using the Fiori. But still you need to know about NWBC also, because sometimes you will be required to work with NWBC also. So we will be covering both NWBC and Fiori applications, standard as well as customizing as well, we will be covering for both. API programming. So this is purely technical. In MDG, one of the another important features is reusability. Here in MDG, we might require to perform so many validations, derivations, and programmatically, to make it simple, programmatically we need to do many activities. For that, SAP had delivered few APIs, nothing but the classes. Each API has its own purpose, and we need to understand what is the importance of each API and when to use, how to use. All those things we will be covering in this unit. And then one more key features, workflows. Nothing but the governance process. So I'll make a single statement to give you the importance of this unit. So without any customizing of this topic, there is no MDG project in the entire globe. If you take any MDG project, there should be some tasks on the workflows. As simple as that. So what is this workflow? The workflow that we are discussing here is to define the governance process in the system. What is a governance process? Just to understand at high level at this point, let's say you are applying for some loan or something. As soon as you apply for the loan, you don't get your amount disbursed directly into your bank account, correct? It has to undergo certain levels of approvals and certain checks will be there. Once you got all the approvals, then the amount will be disbursed into your account. So why this is required? Because bank cannot grant the loan to everyone who applies. They have to check the eligibility. Are you really eligible? Are you be able to pay the EMIs on time in case if they grant you the loan? What is your financial history? What is the credibility? Everything they do the check. Similarly in MDG also, let's say business want to create one material or they want to create a customer, supplier, GL account. You cannot directly go and create that in the system. Once you initiate the creation process, I'm just giving an example of the creation. It can be for change or delete block. Once you initiate the creation process, it will go with certain levels of approvals. Few people need to approve that. They will check. Okay, this person is from so-and-so department. This person is creating this material. But what is the purpose? Why this material is required? They may ask you some questions. They may revert that request to you to give more clarification or to maintain some missing data. It has to undergo that process. Then only that master data will be approved. And they may check whether that already exists or not. Duplication. So that we can ensure the master data that is being created or maintained in the system is of having the quality and the consistency in the system, reliability, everything. Of course, there are chances there may be some wrong data created in the system because nothing is 100% perfect. In fact, in no software is 100% perfect. But we try to minimize the master data issues as much as we can. Further, one of the strong pillars we use workflows in MDG, governance process. Data replication framework. So here in MDG, we have various scenarios like co-deployment and hub. So in MDG, sometimes we would be required to send our master data created in our MDG system to other systems. Other systems can be SAP or non-SAP. Even you might have seen in your regular SAP projects also, once you create some data, you send it to the other systems using IDOC or SOA services. You might have seen like IDOC's change pointers are enabled. As soon as you make some changes, change pointers get triggered and the IDOC will be sent to the extra other system, be it ECC or S4, whatever. So that is nothing but the replication. So in MDG also, we can leverage this data replication framework to replicate the data from our MDG system to other systems. So what are the various technical concepts and insights are there? Everything we'll be discussing here. How we configure, how we troubleshoot, how we customize everything. Next, data import framework. So mostly no customer, or I cannot say no, most of the customers not using this data import framework nowadays. This is used to load the external systems data or external master data into our MDG system, data load mechanisms. Extending MDG standard features. So far we were discussing about what are the various concepts or various areas in MDG. Most of the times we need to enhance the MDG standard features. Like let's say a standard data model is there, maybe the material basic data which has 10 fields. Customer may be having their own fields, maybe 3 or 4 additional fields. But custom fields standard cannot have, correct? Now we need to govern those additional fields also in MDG with our regular workflow. Simple. To maintain that data for our additional custom fields in MDG, where the standard data model do not have that custom fields, what is the option we have? We need to enhance the standard data model by adding the 3 additional required fields to make it simple. That is nothing but the extending MDG data model. So likewise, we would require to enhance UI, we may require to enhance SMT, we may require to enhance workflows, the business rules, the standard classes, anything. So all those things part of this unit, extending MDG standard features as per the customer requirement. That we will be discussing here. And analytics and monitoring, this is just the reporting. Okay, we need to enable some of the Fiori applications to get the reports, like how many master data changes are initiated, how many are approved, how many are rejected, what kind of materials are created, what kind of business partners are created. Likewise, we can get the reports. Fiori user experience. Like I said, we do have NWBC and Fiori as user interfaces in MDG. And we'll be discussing about the configuration of both NWBC and Fiori also. You don't need to worry about that. I will be taking care of everything. And we need to customize also. So all those things we'll be discussing here. And mass processing capabilities. So MDG has 2 kinds of data processings. One is a single object processing, another one mass processing. Single object processing is nothing but, I will give you a simple example. Let's say you have a Gmail account. In your inbox, you want to delete the mails. You have 10 emails. You have 2 options, correct? You delete one by one. That is a single processing. Or you select all the mails, delete at once. That is a mass processing. Simple. So here in MDG also, in case if you want to create a single material, single business partner, single GL account, cost center, or change or delete or block one by one, then we go with the single processing. Or if you want to create at a time 20 or 30 or 100 or sometimes 2000, 3000, 5000 also, that is a mass processing. So we do have various mass processing techniques. So we'll be discussing those mass processing techniques along with the recommended technique based on the context. Okay, if there is no difference, SAP couldn't have given multiple options, right? If they have given the multiple options, then there will be definitely some differences. Multi-object processing, when you need to use that. Mass change, when you need to use that. File upload, when you need to use that. So these are the traditional techniques. And the latest mass processing technique, or we can call it as a separate tool altogether, MDC, Master Data Consolidation. This is also one of the mass processing techniques. Of course, it also has some limitations and the differences over using the traditional mass processing techniques. So MDC is kind of a sub module altogether. It itself takes around 1 to 1.5 months to cover MDC. But here we will not be covering that entire MDC submodule, but I will be explaining you what is an MDC, why it is required, and what kind of configuration is needed, and we'll be explaining you couple of scenarios, end-to-end scenarios. That itself takes around 3 to 4 hours. Okay, so with that knowledge you can be able to further explore the MDC as per your interest. Same DQM, data quality management. So DQM is also a kind of a submodule, but here we may be able to cover more scenarios because of its ease of use. Okay, so this is also used to improve the quality of the master data. This is also the advanced concept. And we'll be understanding the real-time project activities also. So even though you know all the concepts, you need to understand how the projects work in the real time. What kind of projects are there? What kind of consultant roles are there? What are the roles and responsibilities of each and every consultant in a project? As a functional consultant, what you need to do? As a technical consultant, what you need to do? Or as an architect, what you need to do? As a manager, what you need to do? You need to understand your role. Otherwise, you will be facing the difficulty in the real time. And what kind of documents you need to work on in the real time. Okay, I'll be sharing you the reference documents. Of course, I will hide the confidential information. So how the real-time project documents look like, and what is your role in updating those documents, what kind of information you need to furnish in that, and what is the end-to-end cycle of an MDG project, in which phase you will be doing which kind of activities. So those things we'll be discussing in this unit. So till this is the core MDG. Now, since last few versions, the latest versions, SAP introduced the advanced features, but of course complete system may not be ready for demonstrating these things, but I will try to show you the scenarios as much as I can. Okay, I'm not 100% promising you like I will show you end-to-end flow or anything. I don't want to give you the false commitment at this moment because our system is not yet ready. We don't know how much the training server can be capable enough to adapt to these features, but I can show you as much as I can. Okay, I will try to show you maximum possible scenarios, or else at least I will walk you through the standard guide or standard videos provided by SAP or some reference blog, so that you will get idea what is a Zool, how you can use that for MDG, how you can use that for master data maintenance and all. Okay, that kind of assurance I can be able to provide. So in none of these topics, including MDC, DQM, these advanced features, none of these were covered in the previous batches. So these features we are introducing only from this year and from your batch only. And then cloud ready mode, like I said, there are two modes, classic mode and cloud ready mode. So cloud ready mode has some additional advantages compared to the classic mode, but still it is not 100% ready by SAP. It is in the progression phase only. There are limitations in using the cloud ready mode. We'll be discussing that also. It's not available for all the domains. Currently it is available for the business partner. And BTP, I hope most of you might have heard about the BTP. So in BTP, there is something called clean core approach. So BTP has some APIs delivered by SAP. Currently, they have delivered most of the APIs for other domains, but not for MDG, to be honest. For MDG, still they haven't delivered the APIs, but I will be explaining you how you can find that APIs for MDG and how you can use that for MDG. So that in future, when SAP deliver the APIs for BTP, you can be able to use that. Okay. And one more new additional feature that we will be discussing, field extensions. So of course, whatever we are discussing, the additional advanced scenarios, everything has a limitation since they are in the initial stage. So field extension, to enhance the standard solution with custom fields. But further, they have delivered one Fury app. So you cannot enhance using with 20 fields, 30 fields. No, that there is a limitation. So we'll be discussing those limitations also in this unit. Okay. So with that, I would like to wrap up the demo for today. And now it's time for you to ask questions if you have anything. We'll go one by one.
Hi Venkat, this is Priyanka.
Yeah, hi Priyanka.
Thank you for a detailed explanation, like what topics will be covered. I am just, thinking that I wanted to know about two topics which I might have missed. One is BRF plus,
Mm-hmm.
and another is bodies. Would that be covered, and
Yeah,
would they
yeah.
be
They
part
are
of
they
a
are
BAP?
already.
Yeah.
Yes, they are already part of this. So in the process modeling, you see the BRF plus workflows. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and yeah, in the data quality revalidation, you see the main baddies. Baddies are not only here, baddies are there in almost everywhere. In UI modeling, you have the baddies. In APS, you will be having the baddies. In workflows, also, will be having the baddies. Baddies are everywhere. That's why
Okay. So
specifically nowhere mentioned. Yeah.
right, got it. So basically, since I think as I can speak for myself. I'm not aware what a baddie is. Basically, okay. So we might be getting a foundational, the explanation of basic explanation of how bodies work and how to, use them. Everything would be explained, right?
Yeah, well, that is part of the uh, prerequisite skills to have the core and basic understanding of the baddies. But
Okay.
when it comes to the MDG, whatever the MDG baddies are there and how to explore the MDG baddies and how to implement that, I will be covering from the scratch. But you need to
Okay.
have the basic knowledge of the baddie. For
Okay.
that, if you don't know also, that's fine. I will be sharing the reference videos to you.
Got it. Thanks, Venkat. That's all
Yeah,
on my part.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other
Hello.
questions?
Hi,
Yeah, hi.
Venkat. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So, Venkat, like previously we had the Webdine Pro applications which have been integrated, right? Now we are going
Mhm.
to Fiori apps and the tiles configuration and everything, right? So
Mhm.
the application, the component configuration, everything will be remaining the same, right? Even if you go through Fiori apps and all, or will there
Yeah,
be difference?
even in the Fury again, uh, we have two kinds of applications. One is WebDAM Pro integrated application, another one core Fury application. But majority of
Okay.
the MDG has the WebDAM Pro integrated application. So it's kind of a wrapper built on the
Uh-huh.
Fury. Yeah. Still we'll be using
Okay.
that only. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Mostly in the
we will
future,
be
SAP will be
integrating
delivered.
these WebDyn Pro applications only. So the
Correct.
backend will be the same, like again the same
Backend
baddies
same.
and all will be
Yeah.
called the
Correct. It's like
components, the application.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like in your Android phone, you have installed the iOS theme and you are just experiencing that one. But in the background, it is Android still. Same way here also.
only the look is going to change. Yeah,
Yeah,
right? The user.
look and feel is different.
Okay.
But
And
there are
one more
few
thing.
Yeah, there are few MDG applications, Fiori applications also in MDG, but not extensively delivered, but we'll be showing you that also.
So you will be showing how the integration of WebDyn Pro applications to
Yes,
Fiori and
yes,
all that will be there, right? Or you'll
yes,
be
yes.
taking care of that part, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And one more thing, Venkat, like when I see, right, I just see in the system somewhere and I find that this MDG debugging is very complex. Like we have to check in
Don't
multiple
worry,
places.
don't worry. I will take care of that. You don't need to bother about that.
You will be taking care, right? Because that
Yes,
is the
yes.
thing I can see from my coworkers, right? This is not like very easy to debug or something. It's not straightforward or something.
See, one I can agree like, yes, that is not that easy. That's why we cannot be able to find the good MDG consultants in the market. MDG is not that easy as you guys are thinking of. It is complex, I can say.
Yes, yes.
Complex and then above mid level. But you leave that part with me. I will try to make MDG as simple as for you. You need to do your part. You learn properly and you understand the concepts. You practice, however, the way I am explaining you. That is your part, and making the concepts clear and easy to understand, that is my part. I will take care of that.
Okay. And one more thing, like you will show the extension of standard data models and all these things, right? You will,
Yes,
anyhow,
yes,
you told that you are going to create custom data model and show us end-to-end process. Uh,
yes,
but you will be showing the extension of standard data model also, right?
yeah. Here that is
Data
called
model
data model.
extension.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
End-to-end scenario will be executed.
So this batch is going to be like only weekend. So I mean, again, in how much time the next weekday batch or something will be going to start?
Maybe a couple of years.
Years only. Okay, okay, okay.
Because I am currently in abroad on the long-term assignment. So it definitely takes, I think, 2 years for me to come back to India. Till I come back to India, I cannot find time on the weekdays.
Okay, no issues, no issues.
Yeah.
Um, so the
Any
CR creation, everything like end to end, we can get the practice on demo systems, right? Because this is very complex. I know MDG is
yes,
not that
yes, yes.
simple.
Yeah,
Uh,
everything you can see that in the system. You can be able to practice also.
Through Fiori apps and all only, right? Like
Yes, yes. Through Fiori and NWBC both.
no,
You
but
can
I
use
see
both.
most of
I will
them
show you both.
Fiori. Okay, okay.
Yeah, I will show you both. You can use whatever you feel comfortable, because we don't know, like in project, whether you need to work in the NWBC or Fiori. It depends. So you need to be familiar with both the environments. That is important.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Venkat. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, Venkat. I have also one question. So,
Uh-huh.
I'm aware about the master data management as you were explaining, and I have experience of other MDM tool. So, but I
Mm-hmm.
have never used any tool for master data management, as you are saying, through workflow process and all. So that's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking to learn SAP MDG. So will that work for me, or I'll be able to learn that, or and after that
So
I'll.
which are
Mm.
uh, so you said like you have experience on master data management, right? So do you have any specific tool that you worked, or nothing, just the knowledge you do have?
No, no. So it is Informatica, Venkat, and for
Informatica. Oh.
and in current project also. So I am involved in creating master data, like as you said, materials creation, and for finance it
Okay,
is like
understood.
profit center
Understood.
and cost center, etc. But
So
there is
you are.
no tool is there for SAP MDG.
Mhm.
So it
Understand.
will help
Understand.
for my growth also, and I'll be able to learn. And after that, should I go to MDG functional consultant
So,
side or techno functional? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, please answer.
so you are from non-SAP background, correct?
Right,
So
right. Data, but
yeah. So
non-SAP. Yeah.
yeah, I understood. I understood. You have the good understanding of the master data. That will really be helpful for you. But you are from the non-SAP background. So what you need to do is you may, since we, like I said, we do have 1.5 months of time for getting the good understanding of the prerequisite skill. So you may reach out to me if you are directly through me or through institute. I'll be sharing you the reference link for gaining the good knowledge on any of the functional domains. Meanwhile, you start learning that without any delay, so that you will, by the end of the MDG course, you get the good knowledge on the prerequisite skill as well as the MDG, and then you can be able to work on the MDG side. So whether you choose technical or functional, it's up to you. But this is for all. Never and ever worry about your programming background or your educational background while you want to choose the technical or functional. Just assess yourself, what is your interest? That's it. Never worry about your background. We can learn anything, that doesn't matter, but we should have the interest. Simple. Okay, I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm aware about few features in MM. I mean, using mastered, I mean, material master, and but not in-depth knowledge. I mean, related with the creation of master data only. So that's why.
Yeah, for that you can refer to this. It will be helpful for you in the real time.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So last 5 minutes, any other questions?
Hi Venkat, Rushikesh this side.
Yeah, hi Rishikesh.
Actually, I'm working as a MDG consultant from last 2 to 3 years, but in that there are some very basic things like just replication of systems in that, then idocs and very basic things I'm working. So will this help me in all like technical things and functional both in getting the knowledge?
Yeah, you will get the complete in-depth exposure of all the areas, technical and functional. It will be
Okay,
really
actually,
helpful.
I'm
Yeah.
certified in MDG, but I don't have that knowledge.
Okay, that should be fine, not an issue. Even whenever I am, to make it simple, like this course is designed by keeping the layman in MDG in
Okay,
mind. This is
okay.
from the MDG layman perspective. If you don't know ABC of MDG, even if you don't know full form of MDG, that's fine.
Mhm.
I'll be
Okay.
explaining everything in detail from the scratch.
Initially, actually, I worked for MDM, but now I am switched to MDG.
Okay,
And
that should be fine.
currently, like, yes, in customer, vendor, and material, in all that fields, I'm working.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no
Yes, and
problem. I'll take care.
yes, and but the major part in my work is like some testing things are only going on.
Yeah, okay, okay, sure.
So,
Any, yeah,
okay, then that's it.
yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank you. Yeah. Any other questions? Last 2 minutes.
I will. Sir, like for this real-time scenarios, you will give us some real-time scenarios, right? So, for suppose if we want to put 3 years of experience or something,
Yeah,
right?
from my projects only I will be providing you.
You will
You
be
no need to.
providing that.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I will get this is Ashok.
Yeah, hi Ashok.
Yeah. Venkat, I have 6 years of experience in master data management in SAP MDM and SAP MDG. And if I would like to switch my job to SAP functional consultant, and what are the prerequisites? And I have an end-to-end knowledge in terms of workflow configuration, but I don't have any implementation.
Yeah, you can check on these functional areas, whichever you feel comfortable for the functional.
Okay. Will you be providing the prerequisites?
Yes, yes, I will share the reference videos and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. And one more thing, Venkat, like I have another question. So recently I got to know that people who knows BRF plus and there is no use of above coding and all. So whether it's going to functional or technical.
No, 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 no. That is a false propaganda. Don't believe in that. Some
Okay.
of the cases will be implementing using the BRF plus, but not everything. Okay. Everything we
Okay.
cannot implement in BRF plus. BRF plus also has some limitations.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
Thank you.
discuss that. Yeah. Okay, guys. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone for joining the session today. And please reach out to me or your institute for the enrollment process. See you on 25th, and the regular classes, like I said again, regular classes are from 25th April onwards. It's a completely weekend batch, Saturday and Sunday, morning 7:30 to 10 a.m. Indian time zone. You will be having a short break in between also. And once you enroll to the course, you will get the access to the Google Classroom, and you will be added to the dedicated WhatsApp group. See you on the live sessions then. Thank you. Bye bye. Happy weekend.